Well, okay. I'm live, first time on StreamYard. Give me a minute to figure out how to show comments. Because I did it before. Ah, there it is. Diana's here. Oh, I know, right? Well, I'm going to try to do. I have earbuds in. Am I talking too loud? Because I can't hear myself. Um, I'm going to babble a little bit, let people come in. Jessica, Jessica, I only watch bits and pieces. I'll help. I don't know everything, but I think I know enough to have some thoughts on it because I did watch DOA and I did see him talk with Becky. And then last night I watched them confront Ellie last night. That was interesting. Okay, there's the invite. Um, and because of my fibro fog, I have to make notes. So I do write things down because yesterday when I don't know if you were watching DOA, but I was driving home from Austin. Oh, that's okay. Let me know if you missed anything. I'll fill you in. Um, I was just saying, I actually went on DOA's stream yesterday while I was driving home in Austin traffic. Cool. And that's my fibro fog. I had just talked about what he said, and what he said was, I wrote it down. He said, we're up against $1 billion corporation and a multi-million-dollar police department. That's what I forgot that he said when I was talking. And I was trying to, it was hard to drive and think at the same time. I hope I didn't babble too badly. Um, but I talked about that some in my live. Let me know if my volume's too high. Like I said, I have earbuds in, so I'm talking loud. I feel like I'm talking loud. Because I can't hear it. They're very noise canceling. But my thoughts aren't so much on all the specifics. Hey, Carrie, this is so much easier than on my phone. The chat is huge. I'm sorry about the glare. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, General. Yeah, it was. It was. And that's kind of what I want. I don't want to just come on here and fight and complain and try to get into specifics. I'm just looking at it as a whole, I think, more. Because when you get down and you try to get to the he said, she said specifics of it, that's what you get last night is people yelling at each other. And they didn't solve anything. But what I got, and yeah, what the reason I stayed in the chat, because normally I don't like drama. I wanted to hear what everybody had to say, and I felt like maybe some people's real personalities came out. And sorry, I'm looking a weird way. I've never done this before on the computer. Um, I wanted to give people time to come in. So let me see if I can get this closer. Is that better? You don't want to look at my nose. Exactly. And here's my thing. People wanted to take sides over this person, okay, or that person, or that mod. And the point of this is one mod or even one streamer should not be derailing the movement. Well, there's a couple people, I think. Yeah, Jennifer, that's kind of what I also want to get at eventually. But we can talk about. Does anybody want to come on and talk? Let me do a general conversation first, and then if you guys have some things to say. So what what I got out of it, I don't know the specifics about Ellie, the mod. She always said hi to me and everything. I don't know exactly what happened with Becky or, Jay, because they all see each other offline. What I'm going to say is this: somebody you've never met in person that is a name on a screen should never be more important than the movement, if you understand what I'm saying. And even, I don't know Jen well at all. I know Ellie I seen her modding for all kinds of people, which somebody said that should be a red flag too. But then I know there are some people that are probably like I used to be when I was bedridden. I had a lot of time, but I could never mod. I didn't have the concentration skills. Yeah, there's no laws, but the point that I think they got away from was they were worried about this one person or this one person's feelings over the movement. And that's my issue. That should never happen. If you have to get rid of a mod or even a streamer that's causing uh, division, I don't even really care what the reasons are. Feelings shouldn't matter more. And I know a lot of people won't agree with me. But like I said, I'm looking at it a little bit from the outside because I'm not in LA. I don't watch them a lot. Right, Carrie. So that's not a red flag for me. That's people that have, but the fact that if someone was that upset me, I'd be too scared to come on and talk to them. But here's the thing: I can understand not wanting to be on camera. I honestly at first didn't want to be. I still don't like it, but it's just easier. I don't really care anymore. Um, but somebody that's causing that much division couldn't come on camera when they were defending themselves bothered me. What if this is a person they've seen before? What if this isn't that person's real name? What if this person isn't who they say they are? We don't know. General. I don't even know any of that. I didn't even know any of that until like real recently. And that's the other thing. When you say he, who do you mean? Yes. Arya. So much drama. I think some have lost sight of the bigger picture. And that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about he said, she said, this person did that, this person did this. We're kind of beyond that at this point. Yeah, I'm 55. And I understand also that I got this thing up. I can't lower it now. I wish it were lower because I want to lean, sit up straight. That's where I was talking to DOE yesterday when I went on his live while I was driving. I was talking about how there are streamers that are young, that are naive, that are new to this, that, they're all people. Everybody has their own personality. They're all going to have feelings on subjects, and they're all going to be different. Yeah, I was listening to DOE yesterday and I was in literally horrible traffic. And I almost stopped on the side of the road, but I couldn't. There were walls, because construction. I took the next exit, parked on the side of the road, and was typing. But what I was typing at the time, I didn't realize plane tickets had gotten so expensive. My daughter lives in Southern California. Last time I went, it was $200 round trip. He was asking for help. If I was ready, if I could get a plane ticket for under $300, I was going to go, because I didn't have enough money to stay anywhere anyway. I could have stayed in a tent. I didn't care. So I super chatted and said, I'll come if I can find. I looked at plane tickets. They're $800. I can't do $800. So that was out of the question. But um so yeah. When you're saying he, do you mean DOA or Jay? Yeah, because I'm not sure which one you mean. Those were the two really that were doing most of the talking last night. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, because I think this is only a speed bump. I think many of them. Okay, DOA. You mean DOA? Yeah, but even DOA is pivoting his behavior. He at least is keeping in sight that the movement is more important, and I think him taking a step back like he has had to, Scientology doesn't realize they've probably done a good thing, because he was able to pull back, be by himself, and look at things as a whole. What? Okay. So even he said the screaming that he used to do, and the getting in the cops' faces, and he realizes, and like barking at that dog, he realizes it looks bad. He realizes that they can take that out of context and make the movement look bad. And that's all Scientology is doing. And I said yesterday, Scientology is pivoting its tactics. Now it's less about how many days in jail they're going to face, and more about get as many arrests as possible, even if we have to lie. Because they know once it goes to court, the film is going to show they're going to drop the charges. Diana, I agree. We'll see. Nidus. Wow, General. I tried to learn Spanish in high school. I wish I would have learned it. I've been in Texas for 30 years. I could have used it. So, and the one thing that he's trying to do, and I think that's rubbing people the wrong way, is he is kind of taking charge. But somebody needs to. Somebody has to be in charge. See, and that's the stuff I don't know about, Pippi. And I said that yesterday. I said, if you want to talk to me about specifics that a streamer has done that I don't know about, I'm not going to hash it out in the chat. Email me. Let's talk. Let me know what's going on. And I do know he has his faults. I am not saying that at all. He has his faults. He's not perfect. And I get that there's other things going on that I don't know about. So I can only go by what I've seen. Yeah, I think the occupation is kind of what the issue is. Okay. When they were just doing the barbecue and people showed up and it was, easy, and nobody really needed to be in charge. But I think heard DOA talk about Occupy Wall Street. Well, the problem is those occupies ended up devolving into ridiculousness. A lot of people that have a bad taste about the Occupy movement, like myself, is because whatever they started and stood for, it ended up being a homeless camp where people were getting assaulted and doing drugs. And that's what he is at least trying to not let happen. Oh, hey, awesome. Room raid. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has thoughts about it today. I was just going to do a video where I said some things and put it out, but I think a lot of people, because I realize that when there's a lot of people in the chat on a big, uh, uh, like DOA has like 800 people or 1,000 people, the chat goes by so fast, nobody gets to say. I hope not, Diane. She thinks this might go south fast. That's what I'm worried about. Um, because DOA had this vision of being like the Occupy. I didn't even know this was going to happen. I tuned in one day and there were tents, and then next thing I saw there was porta potties, and I didn't know. See, this is how if I have time to watch a live, I'm going to watch Corn Freak, or I'm going to watch Nance Stewart. I'm going to watch a small channel or a new channel, and I get my updates from Natalie's. And plus, when the LAers do their streams, it's 4 or 5 hours long. And I don't know if there was anything important that happened in that 4 hours. Not many people are going to watch 4 hours, 5 hour streams from 3 or 4 different people. DJ Nikolai, a lot of big egos and a few devious fire starters. People need to keep focus and also each own up to their own stuff. I agree. Uh, people should be able to do their own thing. He makes decisions and those people to do his biddings. I get that, and I get how people could take that in the wrong way, but it seemed like too, though, maybe there needed to be 2 or 3 people in charge. It sounds like they needed somebody to be in some sort of charge. um Wait, Brian, I've never done StreamYard. For some reason your chat, why did your chat, it said, okay, there it is. It made me show your comment. Oh, that's why. Oh, I just saw. I'm learning this. I did this on purpose too at home. I wanted to learn how to work StreamYard. So, okay, I see what happened there. I thought it was wanting me to hide or show it in the chat. Didn't realize it was there. Okay. I'm going to take that off. Okay, I see. I see what happened there. All right. Oh, I'm accidentally hitting people's comments. This has become a gang with them not happy with the independent streamers who want to run their chat and mods the way they want to. Well, if they're running it on their own stream, it shouldn't matter. General, I've noticed that too, that he tells people to F off. I thought when the few minutes, here, the little pieces that I've seen, I thought it was trolls and stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm up for some information, but I'm mainly not wanting to look at it as a whole. I heard a good thing. Why do all have to be protesting at one in the same place? Smarter to cover more area, make OSA. Yeah, I think this occupation. How long are they planning on doing it? Just the time period that they're doing the kid thing. Hi, Dusty. Thanks for being here. Brian, this is yet another bump in the road, not the first one, not the last. And that's what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to dwell after this. I don't want to keep dwelling on this and making it the sole thing everybody's talking about and forget about why we're all here. And I know there's a lot of people in the chats that are just there to be drama, that want drama, And that's just the way of the world now. Time is sunrise. Okay, Pup Groomer. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, every time I touch a chat, it is over. They are packing up as we speak. I heard that might happen. Carrie, yeah, you might be able to help me understand what's going on. Am I caught up in the chat, Pippi, and then DJ Nico? Am I caught up? because I'm afraid to touch anything. Nikolai, I look at this as growing pains, a bit like stretch marks. This movement has grown so fast, it is inevitable. It will happen a few times, but the trash tend to take itself out. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. Sorry, Diana. Um, so I'm sad that they're packing up, but maybe it's a good thing. I see what they were wanting to do. They were wanting to occupy, I guess, as long as they were doing this Kid Fest. But I think they realized it was too big. It was probably expensive. They had to rent U-Hauls. They had to have equipment. They had to have people show up and be security. And up until this moment, there it was a looser movement. And the looser movement gives Scientology less of a target. Because of the Occupy, because they're all there, because they knew who was kind of in charge and kind of running it, who did they go after? Danny and DOA. As long as they weren't forced out by the cops, I call it a win. Yeah, well, they've been there what, a week now? Unorganized, too much money spent from supporters gone. And yeah, they are moving somewhere him and Danny can be. Okay. Because I think they rented equipment and stuff that they still already paid for. So I can see them. Hi, Miss Janie. Wanting to finish out, using the stuff. But I think I see what the vision was, but in reality, it didn't quite work out. To quote Buford T. Justice, there is no way, I forget how he said that, with as many creators and streamers, I have not enough time, screens, or sanity to keep track of it all. It has to be a personal choice. Yeah, me too, Nikolai. That's why it kind of hit me quick. It all kind of happened in the last couple days, and I wasn't prepared. I didn't know all this stuff about Jay or even Ellie. I found out, and I didn't even know what happened with Goldie. She was kind of gone one day. I didn't even notice because I'm more worried about what I'm watching and the creator and what they have to say. Do some real good and go feed the homeless. And that's what they were doing. And they wanted to, I guess, be a bigger movement to give Scientology a headache is what they wanted. And I think it became a bigger headache for the streamers. I mean, like I said, I see what the vision could have been. It's just too many moving parts. General, how much do you think it costs to pay for trucks, gas, equipment? I think this is a lot about what he thinks about his donations. Well, I thought he probably thought it was going to something, that was gonna to be something. And it was. I mean, it was a good idea in retrospect, but he was, yeah. Oh, yeah, Jackie Gleason. I remember now. Cricket. The hardest thing for me to witness was an ugly lack of gratitude. Yeah. DOA said there's much more going on than we know about. I'm sure there is, Susan. Aria, I stopped watching certain people because of all the drama. It's getting way out of hand. I agree. I did some digging. People go look them up. Okay. Well, I get that. I'm not saying anybody's a saint. And I know that, you know, Sue. Hi. Hi, Sue. Over a year ago, it was nothing. No fame, no. Okay. Miss Kim, it's a long explanation. If I can get your email, I'll gladly help you out. Okay. I usually put it in my description eventually. Sometimes I do it after. It's just Scientology won't win at Gmail. Of course, no punctuation. Let me know. Because like I said before, I don't want to really hash out streamers or anything that's, deep dive into streamers in the chat. It's just too much. Yeah, Nikolai, that's good. Can't watch people that don't get along. There's other streamers to watch. Uh, Susan. Yeah, I don't agree with it all either. I don't. I don't agree with things that were said, the way things were done. That's not really what I'm here to hash out right now. Um, you know what though, General Streets, he never wanted to be the, when it was a small group and they were young and stuff. He was kind of there, keeping a watch out for him. But I don't think he wants to be in charge of all these people. So I see that, he wants to go back to doing what he used to do. Um, General, yeah, done talking about certain people and what was done. Let's look for the future. Well, see, I don't know that, Pippi, because here's my thing, all right, about the Ellie situation. What I'm trying to get across is not caring about the receipts, this little thing and that thing said, and this thing done in this chat, and that thing done in that chat. The fact that it created so much division between so many people, then that person should step down as a mod. One mod, one streamer's feelings should not be more important than the movement. If it's causing division, whether it's right or wrong, I don't care if it's right or wrong, then I think that person needs to step away, or there was no point in trying to hash that out online or the screaming at each other. I get that they wanted to get their thing said. Being a mod is a relation between the streamer and the mod. We all can do mistakes, right? If Pippi, if you want receipts, what I think that should be is less of a bunch of people on a stream, and maybe the person in question and a person that's going to ask them questions. Maybe they could, instead of a big group, because there are too many people want to talk and stuff. But here's my thing: do we need receipts if someone is causing division? I mean, if someone is completely innocent and has not done one thing wrong, then how are so many people upset? Whether some of it's wrong and some of it's right, the point being, how did it get so big if nothing was done? If nothing wrong was done? Oh, thanks. Thanks, General. Oh my gosh. Don't say that to my family. Oh, oh. I wanted to be a drill sergeant. So my kids, they probably would not agree. I'm just, um, you know, I think about what I'm, how I'm going to act a little more now. I have a little bit more of a filter as far as I have anger issues. I do. I went to therapy for anger issues, but that's because of my childhood. So, but I'm older now. I know how to deal with that a lot better. So, so I want to go back. So, Diana, that's right. I'm not telling my feelings about the situation here or any other stream, but I believe everyone has the right to think and feel the way they want. I agree with that, as long as they don't take it out on the movement. and edit a video to show receipts from each side or just move on. Goosebump, that's a really good, that's what I was trying to think of or how to do it. And I couldn't come up with it. Yeah, come out, put out a video, pre-recorded video, because I actually made a pre-recorded video last night, but it ended up being too long. And I thought, let's just do this. I want to hear from everyone anyway, because there's a lot of things I don't know. I can only go from what I saw. And because I'm here in Texas and I'm all by myself because we only have a few streamers. And I like that, it might be more fun with me and Pearl Snappy together, but my better time to come is afternoon, and she seems to come in the evening. And we're covering more Scientology hours that day. So I'm fine with that. But I'm out here all by myself watching everything else. So I kind of feel, and I take time I've been thinking about it all night, all day and all night. It's all I think about. I don't really have much else. Um, so I like the idea that instead of confronting someone and getting nasty with each other, sit down and do a video and put all your bullet points out. And then if somebody wants to come and do a rebuttal with bullet points and receipts, do that. Do that. That's what I want to see. I agree, General. This is no sprint. This is a marathon. So why not focus the energy and let the bad actors mess themselves up? That's kind of what ends up happening. And that's the only reason I agree with DOA, is the fact that he's at least, I don't care about how he acts in the stream or on his channel. I'm not in his chat very much. They're just too long. I might pop in here and there, but I usually, if there's like a bunch of people on the sidewalk, I'll flit through people and listen to conversations. I don't have time for 4 hours. But a lot of the bad actors are messing themselves up, but DOA was at least, he cared a lot about this occupation. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. He cared a lot about this occupation. It was something that he really wanted to do, really cared about, really wanted to work, and he was trying to do things to make that happen. I didn't even know about Matthew. I guess there's somebody coming around making the movement look bad, making messing with the cops. You can't have that. You can't have somebody coming in to get arrested and look like they're part of the movement. You need to get rid of that person. Can't be allowed. He didn't want the occupation to devolve into people, doing drugs or drinking and stuff in the tents, or making a mess. He was worried about the occupation. Okay, and I get that's was his stress, and he had a lot of good intentions. I At least from what I could see. All right, I'm not going to talk about all of his streams. And somebody had to be some sort of in charge. That's too many people, too many moving parts, too much stuff. So regardless of why he did it or his intentions, he at least was trying to be safe. He was trying to keep the safety factor there, trying to keep out the riffraff. And I thought that was important. That's where I agree with him as far as this occupation, what was going on, what he was trying to accomplish. All right. I'm missing comments, guys. Sorry. Me angry. mm. uh, my husband's the quiet one, and I'm the loud one, and it works. I'm Italian. We are crazy. We were the family that before church, I'm screaming at the kids, and then we get in church and we're like, everything's great. Because get in the car. Too many captains will run the ship into the rocks. People need to work together and set egos aside. There's the issue right there. General. Yeah, I noticed that too, Carrie. Um, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. And I think it was a good try. It was a fun idea, but in application, it didn't quite work out. And we know now that a big, huge deal is not what our movement can handle. That too. I mean, people, that's right. People, we also forget people are coming from different situations, some even worse, some fresh out of the cult, not just Scientology. So some people do not feel too healthy and get more affected. Some get more affected. That's how I grew up, General. Um, so yeah, that's why I didn't want to sit here and worry about picking apart each person. Um, I wanted to kind of get the focus back away from that and more back to the movement. Let the LA people hash it out. I don't want to see people, supporters, leave the movement because Becky and DOA had an argument, or this mod and this streamer had a drawn blank of words I need. A streamer and a mod had a disagreement. Let them hash it out. And if it's important enough that it's a mod in a lot of chats and they're causing dissension, come on and do a video. Tell us exactly what happened so we can get this, because it's too hard to go back and watch things in a stream and try to piece these things together for ourselves. You're going to have to pull that together for us because supporters don't watch every single stream or every minute of every stream. So we don't know all the details. So I can only form my opinions from the little bit that I saw. Some of you know more and have, more feelings about it. Uh, Susan, one streamer said, watch those you support, and if you choose not to watch others, it's okay. Just focus on the cause and let's get the kids and the elderly out and Scientology shut down. And that's the way it should be. I don't want somebody to completely leave from being a supporter because of infighting. Go find somebody else to watch away from the strife. They will figure it out. They will hash it out. Hopefully it won't help Scientology too much. Um, Nikolai. Also, I tend to remind that truth is not black and white thing. It can be depending on the view and perspective. Communication and receipts are molto importante. Yes. Yeah, the people that I made my mods the other day, I was only doing that because I'm a small channel and I just wanted to highlight light. I wish I would have done it sooner. I just wanted to highlight some people, and come to find out I needed them that day. But I figured out why. We'll talk about that later. Because YouTube was making me go into vertical mode, they're forcing you into the shorts feed. So I was getting all these people that had nothing to do with Scientology or watching me. And so you get whoever you go past, because I've seen it in the shorts myself. So I'm getting all these idiots that don't want anything to do with me being rude because I'm in their shorts. They could have scrolled by, but I also got 50 new subscribers. So I'm kind of on the fence about, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Do I want to deal with the trolls and get 50 more supporters? I had people that had never heard anything about Scientology become a sub and start watching. To me, that's worth dealing with the trolls and going in vertical mode. I'm sorry this is shaking. My setup is a big cutting board, a box, and my computer on my chase. I don't have a desk area, so every time I move, I shake. So I will figure out a better setup than this. This was a trial run too. So Solomon wanted me to be his mod. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't care. Well, the reason I've I've gotten rid of a lot of my anxiety about being on camera because I watch people that don't have a great setup, don't have great lighting, don't wear makeup, just get on and chat. Even Aaron has lighting issues, and you know, and it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. So if it doesn't bother me, I'm hoping it doesn't bother people that watch me. I'm here for substance. So that's why I just got rid of all my anxiety. Don't care. Go on. I just want the movement to go on. You do you, boo. Somebody said that before I came on. Uh, Left a comment and said that too. I said, yeah, that's the way I'm. You do you, boo. As long as it's not illegal and it doesn't hurt the movement, you do you. There is, I heard there's over 200 protester channels now. Plus, do we know how many ex member channels there are now? There were, there has to be more than 50. Um, yeah, General Carrie, I've seen you, Modern. If they don't pay my salary, and they better pay good, then they have no say in how I look. Just look elsewhere. Exactly. Oh, yeah. I agree. It's about the content. Tori Magoo 44 doesn't need lighting to light me up. Exactly. So I was like, nah, you can see this. And I had a little light I couldn't find. And I'm like, I'm just going to, this is my first time on StreamYard. So, um, and I couldn't wait till my next live to talk about this, because there's a good chance I won't be able to be in Austin again until after Tuesday. Because if you watched my rant the other day, my husband hit a truck tire in the middle of the freeway because he goes to work at night. He couldn't see it, and ripped off our running board, a metal running board. And I was hearing a weird popping sound while I was in stop and go traffic yesterday. Was that yesterday already? Um, every time I hit the brake, I heard a popping sound. We're worried about what has been done to underneath. So he has an appointment Tuesday at the mechanic, and so I may not come back until that's been checked. Just to let you know. I am not a mod. Yes. But they did help me the last time I was on. Jeez, the because I had a lot. When I have a lot to say, I mean, I literally had notes on the subject. When I go and I do my protest, I don't just want to stand there. There's somebody in San Francisco. I'm drawing a blank on her. Brain fog, is it? She talks to the cameras all the time. I talk to the crack in the door when I can, but when I can't raise my voice, when I'm having, anyway, when I have something I want to say, like now today, I try to go to my protest with a subject, with something I want to talk about for a little while to get, because I want to talk to people who are watching. I don't want to just go, I want to do like all three things. I want to talk to the people inside. I want to talk to people on the street. I want to talk to people in the chat. I like to educate. I like to talk about content. I like to talk about, because you're always, what I took from Aaron is this. He said, yes, I repeat myself, because there are always new people coming on. There's always new people coming in that don't know any stuff you said before, and probably aren't willing to go back and look at that stuff. Um, Nikolai, my thought is quality over quantity. Yes. Yes. Does anybody want me to put the invite out to come on and talk? I've never done that before, so this will be new. I'll put it in. We'll have a few minutes of that. Let's see. Invite guests to the studio. Copy. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Paste. Let's see. Never done this before. Let's see if I move this down a little bit. And I knew my laptop camera is not that great either. I don't know if you noticed. Okay. Oh, Nikolai. Let's see how it'll add to stage. I don't know if you noticed. Look
Hi
at
there.
that. Is there any echo? Because I should
I
hear you
hope.
in my earbuds and I'm not.
Yeah, I have no earbuds, but I
Mine are
just
not.
shut down
Is
the sound
anybody
of my
hearing an
TV.
echo? Why are my
Yeah,
earbuds
I
not
have no
working?
earbuds, but I
Why are
just
my earbuds?
shut down
Is
the sound
anybody
of my
hearing an
TV.
echo? Crap. Because you'll hear an echo. They were connected.
It, let's see. Now I know what I have to do. Just a moment. This
Okay.
one will help.
Are you guys hearing an echo? Yes or no? If you're not, okay,
Yeah, that
that's
was
because
from,
my earbuds aren't on.
or I had my TV on next to me, so I
I think
like.
it's me because my
Right.
my earbuds said they were connected.
Well,
Hold
now
on.
we are here anyway.
But go ahead.
Yeah,
Even with the echo, go ahead.
yeah. Well, I'm happy that I think you have done a very good start. Now, I'm no expert. I've done mostly DJ stuff, and I used to do some community radio stuff in the mid '80s as a hobby.
Uh-huh.
So this was kind of a way to reconnect to those old times. So I mean, I like the way you analyze things and the way how you try to focus it.
Oh, I
Mm.
appreciate that.
So I mean, I have got to know some people through this community, and so I'm just happy to see more and more channels grow. And when time comes, perhaps I also will have a small following. Maybe that's not my
Mhm.
main target, but I feel like I want to offer my input or my knowledge of things. I have worked many years with people through my different lines of work. Like I worked at hotel, I worked as a bus driver, I've been a volunteer and stuff like that. So you meet people in all sorts of situations and from all grades of life. So
Mhm.
that also makes you kind of start to how do you say sense people. I think is the best word. Not read them really, but you can sense sometimes what mood people are like. When I was driving the bus, sometimes if they came some people, I could see almost what feelings they were carrying. So it was like, I know this person needs a smile like that, because many times, let's say a late Friday night, someone the been out to the pub and everything just went south, and he needs to get some out, get vent his steam, and he thinks he's going to see a boring, stroppy bus driver. Instead, he gets a smile and feels welcome. Many times that kind of washes off that negativity. Same is with this movement. I mean, as you said, 1 year ago, where were we?
Yeah, I
What
know.
did and we are we have all there will always be people that attract more viewers. They have the charisma, they have the ways of that's just natural. That's all. Some people are more like born entertainers. Some are more analytic, some like to work a little bit more discreet in the backgrounds. I mean, just
Mhm.
look at the fat grandma, how much work she has done with sorting out the legal stuff and helping Sir Crepitus and Poe and the Go as an example. So I mean, we have so many talents, so much knowledge. So I feel like if some people want to quarrel and how can we say Well, if some people can't get along, that's
Hmm.
part of the journey. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah,
as
exactly.
I wrote before in the chat, I mean, I'm 100%, not everyone will like me or accept me, or some people will have their opinions about me. Fine. It's up to them.
Yeah, and
And it's,
that's what I like about this community is it's so many different people.
yeah, there's
It's
one guy here in the chat that I would love you to have in our talk, really, from a poet, Brian. He's a very thoughtful guy and
oh
a
yeah,
talented poet.
I talked to him way back when the first Never End started their channels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So also some people I see in the chat. Well, some have been teasing a little bit. Sometimes you have to have some fun in the chat too,
yeah, yeah.
but
And
still, as I say,
I'm fine with people having side
yeah,
conversations. You meet. This is
as long
I
as it's
feel
respectful, I think that's the most important.
right,
I think.
right, right.
Just
And
let me know if I talk too much.
no, that's okay. It's okay. No, you said a lot of good things. Things I agree with. That's what got me into this community is we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about lifestyles. We're here for a common goal. And I've said all along that to be in this community, to be just in the chat, you have to have some sort of compassion. You have to have some sort of heart to want to be here and give these creators the time to um, do something against Scientology for the kids and the elderly and the people that are stuck in there. You know, people that just want to come in and be a troll, they're gone like that. Who's left? People that you know want to see this work. People that just want drama and stuff, they'll go find the creators that give them that. I'm gonna go on to Goosebump if that's all right, Nikolai.
Sure, no
Thanks
problem.
for being
Thanks for
here.
having me.
All right. Well, I love it. I want to meet people that are in my chat. I'm sorry about the echo. I'm gonna
That's
go
fine to
buy
me.
me
There's
some
no big echo for
headphones.
me.
I want to do
So
this again, so
yeah,
I'm gonna get me
take
some
care
headphones.
and keep working on like you do.
All right. All right. Let me. Okay. Remove. This is new. This is fun. I'm having fun, even though it's not working that great. Hi, Goosebump.
Hey,
Jen. Hi, Jen.
hi.
Nice to meet
So
you.
nice to meet you too. So I'm doing as you said, no makeup, no good set, no nothing. Just um, coming in to say hi and a couple of thoughts. Um, first, um, I agree wholeheartedly with what Nico said about having from a poet, Brian Lucas, on. He always has very thoughtful comments. I know him from a couple of other worlds, and he's a very thoughtful person. I also believe he mods for a couple of channels that I watch, as does Miss Sunrise Dawn. So
Hmm.
they, as well as your own mods, may have some perspective to bring about, the mod wars to the extent that you ever want to get into that. I personally, I mod for a few channels in the LawTube community, and I've never seen anything like the way that modding seems to be approached in this community, where they're having like their own private Discord conversations, and it's kind of like we are a team of mods and we move from place to place. That's just weird to me.
That might be the issue. I've never seen that
Yeah,
either. I think that might be the problem is they're making their own little group with
yeah,
their own little thoughts and they're kind of
yeah.
taking that with them as a mod.
Yeah, exactly. So what I've seen before is um, the channels that I mod for, each time I ask the creator, what do you want me, like, what are your boundaries? Do you want to err on the side of free speech? Do you want to err on the side of a safe space kind of
Good
chat? Like what,
questions.
because different channels have different personalities, and I try to respect
Hmm.
whatever the creator wants. That's what I will
Some
do.
people want absolutely no strife. Some people want to know what people have to say. I'm to the point where as long as you're not cursing at me, I really don't care, and you're not just being stupid. Like
Yeah,
somebody was on me the other day just going blah 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 blah. I mean, that's just being an idiot. That's
yeah,
the only stuff I can't stand.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, no TOS violations, no spamming the chat, and
That too.
that's kind of that's where I come down. But I do appreciate the channels that I go to that have the more beefed up kind of rules. It is nice to have a safe space, but that I can choose based on my mood where I want to go. Anyway, so one thing I've seen some channels do that's been very effective is one or more mods will kind of put together a condensed list of here are the rules for this chat.
Yeah, I've seen that going into a chat. I've got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, it can be super
that.
helpful, because then the mods, they can say, okay, first warning, and then you're out. Or, oh, that's another thing the creator gets to weigh in on is, do you want just people to be timed out? Do you want people to be I've never banned anybody, but like how
what I found is I just do the timeout and then they don't come back.
Yeah.
I didn't ban them.
The people that are
but
pure
they
trolls,
usually don't
absolutely. Come back. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say, let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, about the whole encampment thing. I had no idea that, I'm kind of like you, that I get my recaps from Natalie and I watch a few channels here and there, but there is no way anybody's watching all those streams.
No, there's not.
So I think it's the folks who were on stream last night are really super I think they kind of have blinders on and think that everyone thinks like they do, and is just glued to their to the LA stream all day, and that's just not the case, I would bet, for a lot of viewers. So I think an edited video is the way to go. Mike, I have a background in process mapping and process improvement, and when I realized what DOA was trying to pull off, and I saw some of the challenges he was encountering and things that they hadn't really considered, I was like, oh my gosh, this is this is just not at all well enough planned or organized or anything. If you're going to pull off something at that scale, you need to have, okay, you're in charge of the food and you're in charge of the security and you're in charge, like, just to delegate and to have a common vision of what your ground rules are and how you're going to approach things. And then you can get a lot done. But if you don't have a plan and you're just going in with everybody just has to naturally get along, or else, we're going to kick you out. Like, I don't know. I didn't like the way it came out. I'm kind of glad that it's coming down. And I think Jay has a good heart, and I was really disappointed in what I saw for him last night. I think the same of DOA, and I just hope everybody can focus on the movement.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with everything you said.
So
makes a lot of sense.
That's all I had to say. And
okay.
Thanks for being here. I like your style. I just upgraded my notifications on your channel to always notify, so I'll see when you go live.
You.
So
yeah.
So thanks for having me on.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. All right. Brian's in here. Everybody's been talking about Brian. Let's see. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Miss Kim, how's it going?
Oh, good. So, how are you
doing? Processing, just like everybody else. Since we're here talking about this, the way I, for several reasons, the way I try to approach this is as an observer, first and foremost. Because when we've all become emotionally invested in stuff, and it can hurt, especially if you've, like most of us in this in this community, have some type of trauma.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach it as an observer. Plus, I'm a writer. I love history and all that stuff, and that's the way I see that. Like what they accomplished over the last week is actually pretty amazing, considering what could have gone south. And it kind of, it seemed to, there's a little story arc here and there. Like I said, I'm still trying to process it. But as far as how I interact, my rule of thumb, I have, if you don't have anything good to say about anybody, now that doesn't mean you cannot criticize someone, but in a good way, constructive criticism. I don't say it at all.
Right.
Right.
I agree with you.
And there's many a times that I'll be, observing the chat, observing what's going on and all that stuff, and I'll write something down, and then I'll double and triple think, okay, do I really want to, hit the enter button, and by that time something else has come up. So I kind of regulate myself that way. And number other rule, do unto others. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But the most important rule is, for me, is don't put anything out there that would make my grandma Lucas ashamed of me. That's how I do it. Yeah, so that's how I approach things, and I'm glad that people like my insights. And it's I took a lot, like I said, I did a lot of I've had a lot of college. I want to finish college, but I've taken a lot of history, a lot of sociology, a lot of literature. I'm a pretty academic person. That's how like I said, that's how I approach this, and it also helps protect that that inner child here. That's because I love all you guys. You've the last 2 years have been tough on me, and especially 2 years ago. I basically had a nervous breakdown 2 years ago, and finding this community has been one of the things that's helped me get back to whatever normal. There's no such thing as normal, but
drama is not going to help you a bit.
No, and I try to be. I try to not get involved in it, because when Goldie got quit or got canceled, however
about that.
you want to. Me and Goldie are friends, okay. Me and Goldie communicated a lot behind the scenes. I would help her out in the chat, and stuff, and that was our relationship. Her political stance be damned. That's how I interacted with her. And as an observer, I saw stuff that she would post in the chat, not necessarily political, but comments that could be construed towards a certain bias. You know what I mean?
And we really can't have that in this community. It's not.
No, but they weren't. But what I'm saying is, when certain things came out about her, I did not let that affect how I felt about her personally, and but I decided to not talk about it, because I was just let things play out, and they played out how they played out, because especially I was way too emotionally invested in it. It's been 7-8 months since that happened. We've moved on. More stuff has come up, and it's a bump in the road, a pothole, whatever metaphor you want to assign to it. That's what it is. The one you got, the road is still there, the road, and we're still going forward. We're still around, There was a bunch of victories over the last week. Every arrest was a victory. Every TRO is a victory. Mm-hmm. And as far as I stay away from the mod drama, I was asked once to be a mod. I declined. I've been made mods on a couple of little small channels that I watch, but I never, they're just like, music stream channels and people get together and do whatever. But as far as anything in SPTV, I don't mod. That's a way to keep myself sane, not become too emotionally invested in it. Because like I said, I love all you guys. As far as a parasocial relationship can go, you guys mean a lot to me. And I'm sure everybody else kind of feels along the same, the same way, so that's just my 2 cents on it. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I agree with everything you said. Me personally, you know how, like, I'm like you. I'm personally
Mm-hmm.
conservative, but I'm socially liberal. I accept anyone and everybody as long as they're, you know, decent people and they're not
Yeah.
hurting me in any
It,
way.
it,
It
yeah,
doesn't matter.
and behavior
And
behavior
behavior,
is key. You
right?
know, you can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but you know, there's a balance there, and you've got to back that up. You know, and that's another
Well,
reason why I am very very selective in what I say. You know, maybe sometimes I could, when I don't say, don't get involved a lot. If I have something to say, it's actually, people pay attention to it.
yeah.
Two people said they wanted me to come on here, and that's why I came on here. So
I'm just, Acupunk is stuck on the side of the road. I'm just
oh,
paying attention to that. Are you
be,
okay,
be
Acupunk?
I've been stuck on the side of the road in Texas. It's not fun, especially if you're on one of those busy highways.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here and
Well,
stuff.
thanks a
So
lot. I appreciate your
thanks for
input.
being
I'm
on. And
glad. I'm glad everybody feels like that this is a bump in the road and that they understand that they're not going to focus on it so hard that we can't move on.
yeah, and it's a lesson learned. I hope they do it again. I hope they're more organized
Yeah.
next time.
They need to have
You
more
know,
people, I think, working
yeah,
together in
because
charge than one person.
and stuff, so that they can do it anytime they want to. So
Yeah.
they've got a blueprint now. They know how to go about it. So
Trial run.
lessons,
They know what works and what doesn't.
yeah, lessons learned and more
All
mistakes
right.
to be made in the future.
All right. Thanks for coming on. This was fun.
Thanks for having me on, Miss Kim. All right, thanks everybody. Okay, bye.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. That was great. Um, even with the echo, I'm sorry about that. I probably had one this whole time then. I thought I got to figure out the earbud thing, or I'm just gonna buy me some plug-in earphones. So I was trying to keep on the chat a little bit. It was hard when I talk to somebody. I focus right on them. That's just the way I've always been. I have a little bit of hearing issue too, so I have to watch. So did I? Yeah. Brian, yeah, way back when the first Never Ends, Marilyn, somebody that's still not in the Clearwater, Chad, Brian, there was this small, they were the first Never Ends. Oh, good, Acupunk. I'm glad. I hope you have a better rest of your trip. We survived Golden Gate. This too shall pass. Oh, I want to do this more. I like it. Um, like I've told you guys, I'm a talker. When I was, I could talk on the phone before, and I'm like, I haven't had anybody to talk to since 2010, 14 years. I've been homebound or bedridden for all that time. So I've just come out of my box in February. So yeah, I could probably do this every day, but y'all get tired of me. So mainly that was my concern and fear, that too many people, and I hope this gets out to those people. There's a lot of younger people. There's a lot of people that only watch the LA streams, that are fully invested and taking sides. And I want us to get through this. I want us to figure out what went wrong, find out how to do it better. I think, like I said before, though, if we're going to take sides over a mod or a streamer and cause division in the community, then I don't think that one streamer or that one mod should be that so important that it derails. Oh, I missed a lot. Derails the whole thing, or at least that part of it. Tell the chat about book club. I don't call it book club because Nora and I think Liz, I'm not sure who, we're going to do a book club. So I didn't want to do that. I found that out after I thought about doing that. So we're reading Dianetics on Sundays at 3 p.m., chapter by chapter. I would suggest taking a Tylenol before you do it. Jen Elligate, new name. General, you're so nice. I did miss a lot. It would stop moving. I did Miss Corp. That's what I think DOA meant well. But he's not. None of us are professionals, and I don't expect us to be perfect or professionals about it. You know. But an occupation won't work when the thing that is working is being individuals, not a group. Exactly. The problem is the LAPD is trying to get them as a group. If they can assign them a name or make them look like a group, there's other things they can be arrested for. So they need to go back to just small groups doing their own thing. Nikolai, comment. Also, I think more important is like Brian does, bring our own 2 cents. We can cover many more angles and not all need to do one subject at once. I agree with that too, General, about below the belt. That's the part that I think needs to go. We need to not be doing that. It doesn't solve anything. I'm way behind on the chat, guys. I'm getting used to the fact that it's not telling me there's more chat. I have to actually go look. Yeah, I agree with that too. General, you have a lot of good things to say, Acupunk. I'm going to go live soon and do a little update on my trip. All right, I'll look out for that, Acupunk. We're probably going to close up here soon. General, we can do a live together. We should. Email me. We'll contact. Scientology won't win at Gmail. I think I'm caught up. Am I? Girl, I talk a lot. Yeah, let's look out for Acupunk's live. She'll tell us what's going on her trip. I came out and protested Austin a couple months ago. No one was there. Oh my gosh, if you'd have contacted me, I need 90 minutes warning. And I can probably get there. That's the only issue is whenever anybody just shows up, they're gone before I could ever make it there. Dusty, question. I noticed I have a wrench. Did you make me a mod or did someone else? My last live, I was making somebody a wrench and I accidentally hit on you. But if you remember, I said, oh, well, that's okay. At that time, I was making people wrenches just because they didn't need to be mods. It was just, at the time, I didn't need mods. I've never needed a mod. I've had one troll since February. And my chat is so small that I can handle anybody. And then the last time I went live, they made me go vertical. There's no way to pick horizontal anymore on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through StreamYard or something. And so I was getting all these people I've never had on my channel before. And it was happening so fast, I needed the mods that day. So that's what happened. You just got to be, I'm like, well, you're here all the time anyway. It's people that, and don't feel bad if I haven't made you one. I just did it that day, whoever was there at the time. I should have done it sooner. And it was just to highlight you. So you don't, I don't want people to become members. I'm members of channels, but that's not what I'm here for. Let YouTube pay for my channel. I just need more watch hours to get to the 4,000 watch hours. Last I checked, I was 3,065. So I just want to get enough ad revenue, maybe to help with some gas and parking. That's it. My little channel probably won't make much anyway. So that's what happened. I know. Yeah. Because I could never be a mod because because of the fibro fog, I don't have the concentration skills to watch. I'm having trouble following my own chat, let alone being on somebody else's channel. And that's why I never offered. I had the time. And that's the thing. Sorry about shaking everything every time I move. I always thought mods were a volunteer thing, never paid, and that takes a lot, especially if somebody's doing multiple channels. And I think it's stressful. And like Ellie said, she had made mods on somebody's channel because she couldn't be there. I disagree with that 100%. You shouldn't be putting anybody in a creator's chat, modding for them without their knowledge or agreement. That's the biggest thing that I disagreed with. This is my email. I usually afterwards I'll put it, if I didn't put it in the beforehand in the description, I usually will add it. Did I spell it right? Okay. All right, that's my email, which I'm terrible at checking. I'm terrible at checking message. The message on my phone used to be, I'm terrible at checking messages. If you don't hear from me in a decent amount of time, you might want to try back. Now I use my craft business name on my voicemail, because if a telemarketer calls you and it's a business, they have to take you off their list. My husband's phone rings all day long with telemarketers. I don't get anybody. And I'm like, nobody hardly calls me anyway. So I'm like, they'll figure it out. So that's just a tip. If you make it sound like a business, they'll take you off their list. But yeah, that's why I don't know. Now that I know you need more watch hours, channel. Oh, thank you. Somebody also told me to make a playlist. I'm gonna try to do that. So you can, because my husband wants to do it too. He plays me too. So they can let it play all the way through all night. Because I fall asleep to stuff on my tablet all the time. I don't even watch TV. All I ever have on is this. Sometimes I have the TV on, but I'm on YouTube so much, that's all I need. Am I echoing, or was I just echoing when somebody else was on? Have I been echoing this whole stream because I don't have earbuds working? I need to know so I know for future. Hi, Hitzel. Hey, girl. Really? Good. Surprising. But there was an echo when somebody else was on. Only echoes on calls. Okay. What I'm going to do, I probably have one hiding somewhere, a set of headphones. I don't know why it said that my earbuds were connected. I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm going to go with a hardwired set of or I'll order me some, because I would really, with me, might have been my TV. No, because it was everybody, Nikolai. It was because I didn't have earbuds in. And even, well, see, that's why I got earbuds. Right before I went live, it said, pro tip, have headphones on so there's no echo. And so I ran and grabbed my earbuds, they're wireless, and it didn't work. So I'm going to go with a hardwired something, or figure out why these said connected and they weren't. But I appreciate y'all with the growing pains of this. This was the first time ever on StreamYard. First time ever having call-ins. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I want to meet the people that have been in my chat. It's awesome. Whether you want to be on camera or just voice, it's fine. I use my son's YouTube account. No ads. Yeah, I have. So I have premium on. I have a personal. If you guys see me in chats and you see a picture, that's my personal YouTube. Then, and I do all my chatting and stuff on that. I only use my protest channel, and you'll see that it's the Texas sign now. It used to be the Army. So, that's why sometimes you see me, it looks a little different. So I have 2 premiums I'm paying for. My husband's paying for one. I'm like, dude, we've got to get on the family plan. It's cheaper, and you can have 5 accounts. So I was going to give my son and my daughter each an account. I know. This was so much fun. So much fun. Oh, Miss Kimmy, that was my nickname as a kid. Everybody called me Kimmy. With an I. Kimmy. Because my full name's Kimberly, obviously. Spelled normal. Kimmy was big in the 70s. There were 3 of us Kimberlys in my elementary school in the same class. So we were 1, 2, and 3. Oh, really? Oh, really? You thought that was a different Miss Kim? Oh, no. I'm the only Miss Kim as far as I can tell. There was an MZ Kim one time. Now, if you see a red shirt, my long blonde hair, that's my personal channel. And then every once in a great while, I'll accidentally be on my protest channel, and you'll see my Texas symbol when I'm talking. But that's both me. I'm glad I mentioned that. So that's why I changed my name from the long crap stupid name I had originally to the Miss Kim SP, because every time Aaron or Pearl Snappy or anybody talked about my channel, they said go to Miss Kim's channel, and my algorithm says 74% of people that look for me were looking for me under Miss Kim. So I'm like, well, my name has to be Miss Kim. My channel name has to be Miss Kim. So I made it simple. I didn't want to be on camera at first, but I figured Scientology had its own cameras, so who cares? They saw me, and I'm not worried about anti-Scientology seeing me. Yeah, Miss Corby, you got to kind of be ready for that if you're going to go and protest, because I was watching something else, didn't have anything to do with Scientology, but they were talking about cameras, and they said you might as well, if you are outside, you might as well expect you're on camera. People have cameras on their houses. Cities have cameras everywhere. CCTV is everywhere. I actually like it. I feel like, we have 2 more cameras we haven't put up yet, because we're on a really busy street, and something happened to my neighbor, and it would have been on camera if we'd have had them put up. Somebody tried to take her purse, because we live on a through street, and I didn't realize it was that bad. So had we had our cameras up, we would have been able to get his picture and give it to the police. Oh, is MLH here? What's up? I didn't see you. Sorry. I'm wondering if they are watching our live. They are already shut yesterday when you arrived. I know. I kind of expected that sooner, but I was wondering if maybe Pearl Snappy or somebody went by. I don't know. Yeah, there's no privacy in public. If you pick your nose, somebody's gonna see it. Yeah, I was trying to drive and talk yesterday too, and that was difficult. But luckily, I was in pretty much almost stop traffic. It was really bad traffic. Maybe we can start kind of what Natalie's stream does. I kind of wanted to do that, but in a different way. She does the highlights of streams and stuff, but kind of what I wanted was, this was just going through my head yesterday, is because we miss so much of what happens, and it not the big stuff, but maybe the medium stuff that doesn't, she only has so much time, that maybe it doesn't even have to be a clip, so that maybe we can keep up on things before they get so out of hand. So if there's a question about a streamer or what somebody's doing, or what Ahmad is doing. Maybe we can have a central location where maybe we talk about that. I don't want to do a Discord or a chat, but maybe if you emailed me that, hey, somebody said this, could you check this out? Maybe I could. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a vision of that yet. So it's just a thought. Oh my gosh, there's more comments. Why is this not moving? Okay, I'm not that far behind. Well, I brought this up my last live. Literally a tenth of a second after I schedule my live stream, there's somebody waiting. There's always one person waiting. And I've asked, is this anybody that's in chat? And it's not. No one's ever copped to it. And I mean, it's like somebody had to be staring at their phone or their computer for that notification to come up. Did they know somebody was coming, Hitzel, at 9? Were they aware? Because maybe they finally are. Maybe it seems to me, and I talked about this yesterday, that our strategy needed to change because you can tell that Scientology has changed their strategy. They've pivoted. They're like, okay, just doing false calls wasn't working. So now they're hitting them with false TROs and false arrests, because the more arrests they can get on record, the worse it looks. And it takes 6 months to get it expunged from your record. And what somebody already said, that inside the LAPD, they have the movement listed as some sort of gang or something that they can group together and make it worse. There's other charges they can give them at some point. I see that a lot of streams are coming up. Thanks for that. Tips to Miss Kim's desk. What's that? MLH. Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier, is I wasn't trying to dwell on the he said, she said, and more that we need to make sure we don't lose sight of what we're here for, and not to let a mod or a streamer that maybe might not, be working well to get in the way of that. I was about to go live. I did mention the day before I was going, I wait for the notification and click on it as soon as you go live, or I'll wait for live to come. Might be you, Hitzel. Eyes on the prize. Exactly. And it was bothering me all night that no waters got calmed. The fucking dam broke. Nothing we can really do about that now. It's going to have to work itself out. And we'll just have to see where that goes. And I want to support all of them anyway, because they're going through something, and none of us are professionals. And that's what you have to understand. Everybody couldn't understand why this person's acting this way. They're all just regular people. And if their emotions get the best of them, they're going to do and say things that are awful. And really, I'm going to be watching to see how they go from here. Yes, I was upset at the way people were talking to each other. It was horrible. It got really nasty. But I stayed, not because I want drama. I don't. I avoid drama like the plague in my life. I wanted to know the details. I wanted to know what was said, so that, later on when they did another he said, she said, I would know what was going on, because I didn't going into the last couple days. I was very sideswiped by I was blindsided by all of this. And I'm sure a lot of others were too. So we talked about it earlier. Graduation day, Martha. For my grandson graduated today. He's going to middle school next year. He texted me from school. He said, they're letting us use our phones. He talks to me all the time. He's cute. But yeah, but we're just one group of people, probably kind of on the same wavelength. Different streamers are going to have different supporters that are going to react differently to things that happen. And it's just the name of the game, really. So, the Austin morgue. You might have to expand on that statement. Sheep chair. I was blinded by this too. I found the past 2 days of streams very confusing and upsetting. Me too. Pup groomer. I sure as hell ain't professional. I bawled like a baby the last time I was at the Vegas. I can understand. It's stressful. This is all stressful. And then I think they just added too much stress on an already stressful thing by trying to do the occupation. I didn't know anything about it till it was there. And I thought it was going okay, but obviously it wasn't. We're not on the ground with them. So I think we realized that a big group event is not the way to go. At least not for a while. Maybe later on that might be something we try to do, but not while Scientology's strategy is to insinuate people into the movement, get police attention, get arrested, or arrest our people that, and they took out the people that were in charge and got rid of them. And then so it was probably too early to try something like that. The more we stay separate, the less ammunition LAPD and them have. Because when they get a group together, that's, if you look, that guy, when he rushed Michael, people were around him and in his space for too long, and it was stressing him out. I disagree with the way he acted, but my husband is in security. He's not a cop. It's almost worse because he was always alone in very tense situations. So what he does now is he drives all around downtown Waco at night, checking different properties, and he knows there's going to be homeless people there. If he finds one, he keeps his distance. He's like, you need to go. If they come towards him, there's no reason they should be coming towards him. He backs up. He puts his hand either on the pepper spray. He's like, no, wrong way. There's no way they're going to get within touching distance. He won't let them. Because he's been bum rushed before and he was injured and they tried to take his gun. That's why so the new, I talked about this more yesterday about our strategy changing. The protesters need to keep distance from the cops. They feel, Michael said it. He said the week prior they'd had a 30-minute conversation. He thought they had a good rapport. So he felt okay with getting close. But the cop obviously didn't feel that way. So Miss Scorp, yeah, we're military. You haven't been in my chat very much. My husband's 21 years Army. My last job was 6 years working at a police station, and I was in the Army Reserves before early. So yeah, I was feeling that too. So I do, and he did say, "Give me some space," but he said it at such a low tone, nobody heard him. He should have stopped, told everybody to back off, and said, I will talk to you, but you need to keep your distance. He didn't handle that right for being a sergeant, for being in charge. Yeah. So yeah, I do. That's the reason why people early on, when we first got, it was February. I mean, it was still really new. We were one of the first 50 channels when our org started, and I had people yelling, caps at me, yelling at me. This is not a protest. You're too nice. You shouldn't talk to that security guard or talk to that cop. You shouldn't be nice. I can't be confrontational. It's never going to happen unless I feel it's necessary. I can't just be confrontational. I grew up around military and police, and I just can't do it. It's not in me. So people that want that kind of a protester, there are those kind of protesters. That's why this movement is so great. I'm going to end here and say the movement is big. The movement is, oh, what's the word I want? The movement is all different. That's all I can think of. Everybody's different. Everybody's different walk of life. There's so many different kinds of streamers. There's so many of them in so many places that if you get upset with a streamer, don't leave the movement. Find a new streamer to support. We all need the support to keep this going. I never thought in a million years, showing up in February to hold a sign, I would still be here. Let's see, March, April, May, June. 4 months later, I would still be here. So and it made me think, what's going to happen in the future? How is this? And I see where some of them wanted to see this movement change and grow and be different. So that's maybe why the occupation and was going to happen, because we wanted to see it change in some way, and it will. There's things that are like, look, I'm changing. I never thought I would be live like this and have call-ins. Never. Somebody, I think it was Nikolai who first came on, that said, my husband and I watch a lot, and my husband said, I could never have a YouTube channel. I don't have that charisma. I don't either. And here I am. So I told him, because he has a lot of different interests. His biggest thing is he likes making knives. He can't forge them. We live in a neighborhood and you can't be pounding like that. That's the only reason. But he'll cut them out of metal and sharpen them and make handles. Like, you can make videos. Half the people he watches don't even talk. They just show what they're doing. I mean, I literally am sitting on my chase with a big cutting board, a cardboard box, and my laptop sitting there. No lights, my ceiling fan light, and so thanks, Steve Chair. And those comments do help. Somebody said, don't worry about people being love bombing to you and stuff, and I'm like, I get that, because the kudos to us, the support helps tremendously, especially when you have to go outside and stand for hours at a time and try to make a difference. Or like, there's other people like me that drive. It's at least a 3-hour round trip, then a couple hours at the org. So I'm gone 5, 6, 7 hours from home, which my husband doesn't notice because he's asleep. I'm a smart ass, not confrontational, but I can be very passive aggressive when necessary. That's good. So I do appreciate the comments. I'm not looking for love bombing. I'm not looking for, oh, I'm special, but it does help. It does help when people tell me I'm making a difference, because that's the point. Yeah, me too. I used to not chat like this, but I think now I chat a little too much. You're a pup groomer. Most of my grooming videos are just music. Yeah. I used to watch that guy in Scotland that did hoofs. Aaron, the reason this blew up the way it did, and this is why I feel Aaron's not the leader. No, there's no leader. But I said Aaron is the godfather, because he's the one that kept encouraging everybody to start a channel. Every ex-member, at that time it was just ex-members. He was telling Jenna, start a channel. I don't care if you have one video. She had 2,500 subscribers before her first video was ever posted. And that's the point. I chat more in Danny and Leah's than anyone. Every time I click on somebody in LA, they're driving. I'm like, I don't want to watch driving. I know some people are okay with that, and they maybe they're chatting and stuff, and that's cool. But I'll usually just go find somebody else. But that's another reason why I'm not up on the LA stuff. If I have a couple hours to spend, I'm gonna go find the small channels and give them my watch time. They need it. That's another thing. If we can get this on MySpace, I'm gonna start. I bought a domain last year for SPTV because I wanted to start a website where everything could be in one place. And what I wanted was a list of new channels that need watch hours to get to the levels so they could get revenue. So I don't know how to get that on the sptv.space. I know she has a set of new channels, but I would like somewhere there to be a list of who needs watch hours. So we can go and give them, I'll play it on my, everybody does the same thing. They'll play it on a tablet or something and let it play and they'll go to sleep. So that's what we needed to list. If somebody wants to email me, here's my email again. Maybe we can just, as streamers, ah! Holy crap! What just happened? What happened? Was I gone? It was gone. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Could you guys still see me? Oh, that was scary. All right, there's my email. I'm not doing Discord. I've heard horrible things about Discord. I don't want nothing to do. Back in my day, when the internet first started in the dinosaur age, when all there was chat rooms, I didn't want anything to do with it. I'm like, even then, I was like, although the chats in this is different, I don't know why. So bear with me. Why do I want to go into a room with a bunch of strangers just to talk? I have my family and my friends. I don't have that kind of time. This kind of chat is different, I think, because we all kind of have a common goal. And like I said, I know it's a good community already, because to be here, to even be in the chat and not be a total asshole, I'm going to say it, they're gone quick. You have to have compassion. We're not all the best people. I'm not. I know y'all think I am, but no. My husband would have words. Neither is he. Everybody thinks we're great because we've been married since high school, and well, we've been together since high school. We've had our issues, especially in the military with him being gone. After somebody's gone for a year and they come back, it's hard because you got your own way of doing things. So our Discord is a safe place. Been for ages. Discord. Even have my own channel. Email me your channel. Maybe I'll check yours out, Nikolai. Yeah, if somebody has a Discord channel and they're keeping up on it and making sure people aren't being a-holes, I'm sure that. I actually started a Facebook for my channel, and then I started a Facebook group because I wanted to, just before I did this, so I could chat with you guys, and somehow I screwed it up and it didn't work. So now I still would like to do that. I'm going to try to figure it out. And I don't do Facebook, but I'll do a Facebook group where we can chat with each other offline about, fun things. So I need to get off here because everybody said there was people coming on and I don't want to take away from them. And oh my gosh, we've been on here an hour and 43 minutes. This was so fun. I'm going to do this at least once a week, especially on weeks where I can't get to Austin as much. I don't want to only do it when there's strife. So, yep, Liz and Oh Hell No has a good one. Oh Hell No's from Austin. Send me that too. Hey, I've been looking for my halo for ages. Oh, I have a halo, but it's held up by the demon horns. All right. So I'm going to go, y'all. This was total fun. I'm going to get headphones, and it'll be even more fun. And I will see you in other chats probably. Bye, y'all. Let me figure out how to end this. Let's see.